General Stéphane Mille, early life born, Lille. France exact city not publicly disclosed, grew up during a period of strong Cold War tensions, which influenced many French youth to serve in national defense. From a young age, Mille showed a deep interest in aviation, national service, and technical precision, qualities that would define his military path. Education and training: École de l'Air, French Air Force Academy, graduation year 1989, located at Salonda Province. École de l'Air is France's elite institution for training future Air Force officers. Received foundational military education, leadership development, and initial flight instruction. Military career progression: 1989 to 2000, early operational years after graduating from École de l'Air in 1989. General Mille was assigned to fighter squadrons. Flying Mirage F1, later upgraded to Mirage 2000, based in key French air bases, he carried out air defense patrols, tactical strike operations, combat readiness training, participated in operational deployments abroad, including missions under NATO and UN frameworks. Built a reputation as a disciplined, strategic pilot with exceptional technical and leadership skills. 2000-2010 command and operational leadership, promoted to squadron command, and took on leadership roles in air operation planning, managed air task forces in overseas operations, including the Balkans, Africa, Chad, Mali, Middle East missions in support of coalition operations, took part in joint exercises and planning with European and NATO allies, served as a liaison officer and strategist within the French Joint Staff, focusing on Air Force deployment doctrine, 2010 to 2020 strategic planning and doctrinal leadership. Held senior posts, including Director of the Center for Air Doctrine, Deputy Chief of Staff for Operations, focused on developing France's airpower strategy, enhancing joint force interoperability across Army, Navy, Air, and now Space, leading the integration of unmanned systems, drones, and cyber air coordination. Played a key role in France's responses to terrorism and international crisis operations. 22. Present Chief of Staff, French Air and Space Force, appointed on September 10, 2021, as the Chief of Staff of the newly renamed Armée de l'Air et de l'Espace Air and Space Force. Became responsible for leading France's air and space forces, including combat aircraft, UAVs, surveillance assets, and space command. Driving the modernization strategy, including FCAS future combat air system in cooperation with Germany and Spain. Integration of AI, hypersonic defense, and satellite command systems. Strengthening European defense cooperation through the EU and NATO. 1989-2000. Early operational years: graduation and first assignment, 1989. Upon graduating from École de l'Air in 1989, Mille was commissioned as an officer and trained as a fighter pilot, assigned to a frontline fighter squadron within the French Air Force Armée de l'Air, where he flew the Mirage F1, a key aircraft in France's Cold War air defense system. Mirage F1 and Mirage 2000 operations transitioned to flying the Mirage 2000. France's premier multi-role fighter at the time. Roles included dare superiority, missions, quick reaction alert, QRA duties. Defending French and NATO airspace, participation in multinational air exercises. Building interoperability with NATO allies, overseas deployments, and experience deployed in several international operations contributed to peacekeeping and stability missions in regions such as the Balkans and Africa. Flew missions supporting UN and NATO operations, gaining practical experience in joint force environments, development of tactical and leadership skills in this decade. Mille refined aerial combat tactics, tactical air planning, flight leadership, and mission coordination, recognized for his technical proficiency, calm under pressure, and command potential. Reputation and promotions: steady promotions through lieutenant to senior officer ranks. Built a solid reputation as a competent operator. Team-focused leaders. 1 capable of balancing operational performance with strategic thinking 2002-010. Command and Operational Leadership Tactical Command roles entered the licing the thousands as a rising officer with strong operational experience to command responsibilities within fighter squadrons, particularly those operating the Mirage 2000. Lead air combat teams in both training and real-world missions, emphasizing readiness, precision, strike capability, airspace protection. International operations and deployments actively involved in French overseas military engagements, with deployments in the Balkans as part of NATO peace enforcement. Africa, notably Chad, Djibouti, and Mali, supporting anti-terror and stability operations. Middle East contributions to international coalitions and no-fly zone enforcement. These experiences reinforced his expertise in multinational joint operations, integrating air support with ground and naval forces. Operational planning and doctrine moved into more strategic positions within the French Air Force Command and Joint Staff. Helped plan and coordinate multi-domain air operations, worked on developing air campaign doctrines for evolving conflict zones, advised on NATO interoperability and engagement rules. His role became increasingly focused on bridging tactical action with strategic goal staff and leadership education during this period. Mille also completed advanced command education, attended the École de Guerre French War College, developed skills in strategic decision-making, resource management, and coalition leadership. This formal training prepared him for high command promotion, and recognition rose through the ranks to become a senior officer, colonel and above. Gained recognition for operational efficiency under pressure, strong leadership in multinational environments, his ability to adapt France's air power to modern asymmetric threats. 2010 to 2020 strategic planning and doctrinal leadership shift to strategic leadership. By 2010, General Stéphane Mille had evolved from a seasoned operational commander into a high-level strategic thinker. His deep field experience positioned him for critical roles in defense doctrine development, operations planning, and joint force integration at the French Air Force and Ministry of Armed Forces, Director of the Center for Air Doctrine and Command. CDC oversaw research and development of air and space. Operational doctrine published tactical and strategic guidance for evolving aerial combat. IS are intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance. K and joint operations promoted integration of cyber, space, and air power into unified command concepts. Deputy Chief of Staff for Operations, IMA Ops, helped plan, direct, and coordinate all French Air Force operational deployments, managed French contributions to Operation Barkhane, counterterrorism in the Sahel, Operation Chamel, Iraq, Syria Anti-ISIS coalition. NATO's enhanced air policing and forward presence supported humanitarian airlifts and international crisis response missions. Multinational engagement represented the French Air Force in a NATO Air Command and Planning Committee's European Union Defense Dialogue, bilateral defense cooperation with key allies, US, Germany, UK helped shape the European air defense posture and build trust in joint force operations. Modernization advocates as strong supporter of future capabilities development, helped initiate strategic planning for the FCAS Future Combat Air System, a Franco-German Spanish 6th-gen fighter project, promoted early adoption of AI, autonomous drones, and space-based defense assets, advocated for stronger cyber-air integration and multi-domain battle readiness, reputation, and influence. Known for his forward-thinking leadership, Mille became widely respected as a modern military strategist with a clear vision for 21st century air warfare commander who bridged doctrine and operations effectively. Key architect in shaping France's air and space force transformation. 2021 present Chief of Staff, French Air and Space Force appointment as Chief of Staff. Date appointed September 10, 2021. succeeded General Philippe Levine as the Chief of Staff of the French Air and Space Force. HFT. État-major de l'Armée de l'air et les Pays. Promoted to the rank of General d'Armée Ariane, the highest active duty rank in the French Air Force. New domain. Integration of Space First 2. Fully lead under the force's new designation, Armée de l'air et de l'espace. Adopted in 2020 to reflect the growing importance of space in military operations. Oversees not just air superiority, but also satellite defension satellite capabilities, ASAT space situational awareness. Operation with CNS French Space Agency and European Space Agency, ESA. Strategic priorities and achievements. Modernizing combat capabilities directs the rollout of next-gen air systems like FCAS Future Combat Air System with Germany and Spain. Enhanced Mirage 2000D and Rafale upgrades overseas, increasing use of UAVs MQ-9 Reaper, and integration of AI-driven support systems.